Hello there, my name's Mark Nunneley. I'm the course team leader for all our applied Cambridge Technical Business courses here at Long Road Sixth Form College. So this evening I'm just going to go through the two different types of courses that we have, what's involved with them, methods of assessment, etc. for you. Much the same as I do when if you came to the open evening. So first things first, we offer two types of courses. We've got the extended diploma, which is the equivalent of 3 A levels, and we have the extended certificate, which is the equivalent of 1 A level. And they're both run by the exam board OCR. Okay. So the extended diploma A level, 3 A level course is over a 2-year period. And you will have 15 units over the 2-year period. That will mean that you'll be teaching 13.5 hours per week. It will be the only course that you actually study at Long Road. So it's for people who really do feel as though business is the way that they want to go. That's what they want to do. And therefore, they would develop the whole program based only on business studies. The composition of the course is 60% coursework and 40% examinations. Now, there are resit opportunities for the examinations, probably something that you wouldn't have with the A-level courses. And in addition, you'll be doing some of the exams in the first year of this course. So they'll be spread out all the way through the course rather than just clustered at the end, much like an A-level would be. Now, there are 6 examinations out of those 15 units, and the other units, the other 9, are made up of coursework related units, which you will do within the classroom and at home, and they will be assessed and marked by your teachers. You do need to have your English and Maths 5 GCSEs at grade 4 and above for these sorts of courses. With the exams, you will have some that you might do in the January series and the June series as well, with opportunities to retake at the same points during the second year if necessary. The 6 exams may sound a lot, but if you think about it, on a normal course, 3A level program or diploma program, you're likely to have 3 for each subject. So in fact, over the duration of the 2 years, you'll be having less than you would if you were doing individual subjects. The course itself covers a wide variety, as you can imagine, of business topics. We'll be looking at the main functional areas, as they're called, of business. So you'll do some finance, you'll be looking at accounting and management accounting. There's human resources to look at as well, motivational theory, workforce planning, performance, recruitment and selection. There's some units that will be looking on marketing, market research, strategies for growth, etc. Managing change. You'll do some economics, which is very useful and relevant. It will be economics to do with business rather than pure economics, the subject. So it will be about how things such as interest rates, exchange rates, inflation, unemployment affect business, how government policy affects business. You also look at international business, which is very topical at the moment, working in the global marketplace, as well as working within the European Union that was for us. And there'll be a unit where you, right at the end of the course, where you will do some project management. It's quite a long unit. It's not an exam unit, but you will be producing and running an event, a project, and that will come right at the end of your 2 years. Okay. Well, really on a day-to-day basis, you're trying to think what you'll be doing. You will have 3 different teachers. So I talked about previously, you have 13.5 hours a week. Each teacher will teach you for 4.5 hours each, which is called a block. And you'll be doing 3 different units of work simultaneously, one with each of the different teachers. That means that you will always be doing literally 3 different strands or 3 different topic areas of business throughout your program. All the work that you will be doing will be counting towards your final grade as well. So it's a question of making sure you keep on top of your work, being very organised, meeting deadlines, and making sure that your folders are kept in a tidy state, that you're up to date, you're doing revision when necessary and homework when necessary, potentially for some of the examed units, and really keeping on top of everything. It's very much a personal thing, this sort of course. You will have, far more independence than you perhaps were used to at school, and it's really important that you make sure that you're organised and very meticulous and prepared all the time to carry on with what we were doing last time and make sure that everything is well ordered. Each of the different units, or it's much the same as a sort of modular system that you might see at university. Each one will last around 14 weeks. So say a term at college, so September through to January, or January through to the end of March and Easter time, and then the summer term after that. So really, when you're thinking about the exams, it's another good thing, a real bonus about this course. You're never going to be really asked to record 2 years worth of work at any one time over those exams that you're going to have in each subject. It's going to be roughly about 14 weeks worth of work, so a term's worth of work, and then the exam at the end of it. So all the materials that you will have been doing in the very near past will be the topics that you will be examined on in the examination. So you're going to be able to make sure that you've got the relevant information there at hand, and it's fresh in your mind as well, rather than work that you had learned, say, a year and a half ago. So that's another bonus. That obviously the volume is not as great. So teach it, exam, move on. Okay. The coursework units, roughly the same sort of length. They'll be based on written portfolios that you will have to produce, generally based on scenarios that have been created for you, covering the different different topic areas. Your teacher will mark those for you. And then we will have a moderator from the exam board OCR who will come in twice a year to check your work on a random basis, and either pass through your work, or potentially, if necessarily, the odd change might have to be made, but that we would have to wait and see. So therefore it's quite a lot with it, even though you're doing the same course, the same thing day in day out. There's quite a bit of variety. So some lessons you'll be using the computers to compile your portfolios. Other lessons, perhaps more when they're exam based, you'll be doing group work, activities, etc. So there's more of there's quite a good variety in terms of what you can expect from the different three teachers, which is nice. So not all your lessons are going to be classroom taught lessons, how they potentially were at school. There will be a mixture of different ways of teaching throughout. In terms of progression or going to university, based on what we have now, the students that we have now, we have around 45% of students on our courses who go to university. Basically, the ones that choose to go to university go to university. It's not a question of they haven't got the grades, etc. They have got the grades and they've been accepted and given a place at university. And the typical sorts of places that they go to study at university, places such as Nottingham Trent, Lincoln's very popular, University of East Anglia, Sheffield Hallam, Leeds Metropolitan, and they do a wide variety of business courses at those sorts of institutions. The sorts of typical things that they tend to go and study at the universities, very popular, is business management, marketing related courses, accounting and finance, business admin, human resources, project management. I've had students, depending on some of their interests from outside, they've gone and done things such as business and equine studies. Their business is the largest range of courses on offer at university, which can be combined with a whole host of other subjects and angles, really. So it's a really good broad subject with a lot of possibilities in terms of future study. And the idea is that through this course we will look at such a wide variety of topics that you should have a really good idea at the end of it, the sorts of areas of business that you are interested in, and of course the areas that you're not so interested in. Now, obviously, progression with apprenticeships and works is also very popular. If you look at the stats, we're probably looking at about 55% of our students going to work or apprenticeships. We're very fortunate in the Cambridge area, I think, for the strength and the quality of the apprenticeships that are on offer. We work quite closely with a number of different organisations where we've had students going to do apprenticeships. I've put some of them down on there. So Cambridge University Press is a big apprenticeship target for a lot of students. We also go on trips there, so we work quite closely with them, and there's a wide range of different areas of business that they will cover. Customer relations, marketing, finance, etc. All of these companies, there will be aspects of all of those different functional areas in business that you can go and see if you can get an apprenticeship in. It's not just, oh, they are an accountancy firm such as Deloitte or PwC, so they only work with numbers. No, they do other areas. They have human resources. They have marketing areas as well. Okay, so those are some of the big ones in the area that we work with. Arm, very prestigious organisation, work closely with Apple, producing some of the hardware for them, the software. Deloitte, big financial company, as are PricewaterhouseCoopers, we're the biggest in the world. And we've started to build up contacts also with the county council as well. We're finding more and more that we have employers who are coming to us now. They really want to get involved with local education. Students that work and study more within the community already, and so it's we've got quite a good level of contact with a lot of local employers now, and quite a lot of engagement with them. Okay, in terms of trips and visits and speakers, etc., obviously at the moment things are a bit on hold, but I'll just go through what we did last year. We try and get as many speakers in as possible, so we've had people from Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, an organisation called Working Options, who come in and do quite a lot on employability skills. They bring in a range of guest speakers from a range of different backgrounds in a range of different businesses, who run activities with the students. We go on every year. We have visits to Anglia Ruskin, where we have immersion day, so the students can see what it would be like to go to university, where they run workshops. They actually go and sit in on a lecture that's been run for students at Anglia Ruskin, and so they can get a feel for it. We also had a 4-week short course where every Thursday students went to Anglia Ruskin and were taught about economics, accounting, big data, etc. So they're very much on board with visits, etc., and we've got some good contacts there. We've also, as I mentioned previously, Cambridge University Press, we've taken groups of students there on a number of different separate occasions to have a look round and speak to different representatives of the different departments within the organisation, as we have started to do with the county council as well. We usually go to Thorpe Park because there's a nice marketing angle that we can look at with Thorpe Park, who run workshops throughout the day, as well as the opportunity to go and try out some of their rides. We've also, when students arrive at the college, we like to, if possible, have some form of team building activities, etc. We'd like to do that at some stage, hopefully, maybe not straight away next year, depending on the situation, but at some stage we go to do things such as paintballing or go ape in the Thetford Forest, where they do different activities, etc. Okay, now the other course that we offer is called the extended certificate, and that's the equivalent of one A level. So this is a very popular course at the college. Students can then do this qualification with either 2 other A levels or 2 other extended certificates, anything that adds up to a total of 3 A levels overall. So this one, you can see it's much smaller. As you'd expect, it's a third of the size, the 1 A level equivalent, and it's 5 units over 2 exams. It's the framework, the makeup is the same, 40% exams, 60% coursework, 4.5 hours teaching a week. Okay, studied with 2 other subjects, and the same entry criteria as with the extended diploma. Topics of study, as I've mentioned, is very popular. We cover the main 4 areas. So we're looking at finance, marketing, human resources, a bit of project management, running an event. We look at some areas of production. We'll be looking at customer relations, etc. But we try and keep it as broad as we possibly can, with the idea, similarly to the other course, that students have the opportunity to find an area of business that they might want to do in the future. So we're always trying to think about what happens to the students post Long Road, and therefore making it as broad as possible so that they can find something in the subject that they enjoy. Destinations are much the same as I went through earlier. The sorts of universities, apprenticeships, work, similar sorts of things if they follow the business route. Obviously, because these students are studying 2 other subjects alongside business studies, then it's not necessarily the case that they will always do something business related. We have a lot of students who do art, for example. We have students that do design and technology, maths, a very, very broad spectrum. It's by no means what should I do with this. It's a great broad all-round subject which will give them the opportunity to progress in any direction that they wish to. Similar, I've been through we take these students on the same trips, etc., visits as we do on the other course as well. Okay. Now, a lot of people, when I usually do these open evenings, one of the questions is, what's the difference between applied and A-level courses? Well, you've obviously seen one difference in terms of the applied course. You can make it a 3 A-level equivalent, so the size is one of them. One of the other ways that it's slightly different is the wider methods of assessment that we have. Okay, on the applied course, the exams, the portfolio coursework, there'll be opportunities for filming as a method of assessment. So it's a wider range of things. There's fewer exams with resit opportunities, something that you haven't really got with A levels. So there's a little bit more of a reassurance with that. Not all eggs in one basket at the end of 2 years, say with an A-level course and 9 exams over 3 A-levels. This will be spread out. So I think it will be less stressful. There will be points where, you're having to prepare, and students on A-level courses won't be in your first year or in a January in your second year, etc. However, having it spaced out will give you some peace of mind, I think. It really is a great preparation for work and apprenticeships or university. And I really think this is because the nature of having to do coursework does rely on students having that ability to research themselves, to prioritize work, to meet deadlines, to edit, to resubmit work, to take on board advice, etc. And I think that's a really powerful tool. Universities are more moving towards that form of assessment rather than exams. And so we find that students who go to university from these sorts of colleges on the business courses are really well prepared for what will happen to them at university. And in addition, with apprenticeships working when you have to learn on the job, etc., they will have built in this kind of a bit more resistance and a bit more of the I can do it attitude, and being able to work through and find out things themselves. Okay, so really that's the end from me. I really hope to see you at some stage of your career at Long Road. Hopefully by the time you come along to Long Road in the future, everything will have settled down, and I wish you all the best. Goodbye now.